On this episode, I'll be unboxing Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah with music by Akira Ifukube. Let's cue the music. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm super excited about this one. If you haven't seen this movie, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, it's incredible. It's insane. I don't know if it's on streamers anywhere. I know I have it on my hard drive, which is broken, and I tend to want to watch the movie before I do the unboxing in case I come up with any thoughts. But I've seen this movie a whole bunch. And it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Godzilla movie from the 90s. Destroy is up there. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 is up there. Godzilla Mothra Battle for Earth, or Battle for Earth? I believe that's correct. The one with Batra was a good one too. And speaking of that, this release from Mondo Death Waltz has the same artist from that movie doing this, Greg Ruth. And this is a 1 LP set, which came out in like a group of three, I think Rodan, and I don't remember what the other one, but it was the group of three. And I tend to order them separately so that they can ship one at a time, so I don't unbox 3 albums at once. Anyway, I ordered this one first because for some reason this one they only made 1,000 of them, and I don't know why. So if you're at Mondo, Death Waltz, anybody, leave a comment below, leave a response on Twitter. How come this one was only 1,000 when usually they do 2,000? And I know there's still some of the 2,000 ones that pop up where they do 2,000 pressing and they kind of stick around for a while, so maybe they're not selling that much, and maybe they just decided to move to 1,000. I don't know. But this movie's fucking awesome. I love this movie. If you haven't seen it, I don't really want to spoil much, but I mentioned on the last episode with E.T. that there's a Spielberg connection in this movie. Well, there's a point in this movie where the military time travel back to the 40s and end up on a dinosaur island. And there's a UFO in the sky. And the U.S. military or naval commander talks to a private about the things they saw. And maybe they shouldn't talk about them, but they might be good to tell, good stories to tell for their kid. And that private is named Private Spielberg. So it's funny because this came out in 91. So the dinosaurs on the island thing really didn't have anything to play into that joke, but more the sort of alien UFO. There's all kinds of crazy shit in this movie. There's an android named M11. If you haven't seen the movie, look up clips of Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah M11. There's also these 3 little tiny plush-looking babies in the past that turn into King Ghidorah. And the craziest thing of all is, sorry for my reach, I'm sure you don't want to smart, but it is Mecha King Ghidorah, which is one of my absolute favorite kaiju design. Is that Ghidorah gets his head cut off and destroyed, I believe by Godzilla. It's been a while since I watched it. Again, I should have watched it before, but I don't have access to it right now. So in the future, they go and create a Mecha King Ghidorah, which is one of my absolute favorite kaiju designs of all time. Love it. Because King Ghidorah is cool. Don't get me wrong. But when you turn him into a cyborg, that's amazing. So we're going to look at the art here. We're going to open up this record. And I'm very excited because I think, from what I've seen, it kind of is a similar style as the artwork of Godzilla versus Mothra Battle for the Earth. But I haven't seen this with the Obi strip. And I can tell you right now, this Obi strip is a nice, cool, like mustard yellow. Everything's packed nice. Great job. Look at this. Here, I'll hold it back here first. And I'm not getting a lot of glare today, which is which is pretty crazy. Again, I've read these already. This is the Obi strip notes from Charlie Brigden. Again, talks about the music. Anything you want to know about the music from a technical side, always go to Charlie. I'm not trained in any sort of music theory or anything like that, so I don't really have super insight on, like, instruments being used. I've been listening to this since I was 4. I've been listening to film score since I was a 4-year-old kid who wasn't allowed to see Raiders of the Lost Ark and got the soundtrack. And it's just something that I always have loved. And I never thought to go in and take classes in film music theory or anything like that. So here we have, let's do this first. Let's get the Obi strip stuff set up, and we'll see what's coming down the pipeline. Here is this, for those of you that want to add that to your Discogs. And let's take a look at what's coming down the pipeline. Well, first of all, it says, available now from Mondo, Death Waltz, Godzilla vs. Mothra, which we talked about, Rodan, which I talked about, and Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, which I don't believe I have yet. That's not out yet, right? Coming soon, Godzilla 2000. Can't wait. Godzilla Tokyo SOS, been pre-ordered, can't wait. And Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, which I don't believe we've seen any teases for yet. So that's big. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Let's get into the record. Look at this cover. You got King Ghidorah in this beautiful gold, and there's like a white negative space where Godzilla is. And this is just as awesome as the Mothra one. Look at this. It's so great. Sorry, I'm blocking look at the detail. So good. Let's take a look at the back and our track list. Here's the back artwork. And there's our track list. A lot of tracks. This is the 1 LP, and I don't remember what they call the color on this vinyl. But for those of you that found this video and the thumbnail for this video, I always put that description in the thumbnail, so you already know what the colorway is. In fact, I probably should have checked the Obi strip because it probably says. But look at this. This sort of minimalist, what do you call that? Pastel? Is that charcoal? Greg, if you're watching this, give me more insight on what style you would call this. I believe it's charcoal. I could be wrong. Pastels? I am definitely not an artist, but I love this sort of, this mountainside valley work with the clouds, and then you got Mecha King Ghidorah right there, carrying Godzilla in the clouds. Let's get a closer look at that artwork there. That's great. That's really great. Let me see what it says here. Yeah, it doesn't say what they're calling this, but I'm assuming it's a yellow vinyl. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Okay. So that is, just sort of a mustard brown thing. But we also got this additional artwork in the back, which is just amazing. Wow. I love it. Let's take a look at the vinyl itself. Oh, and it looks like they put the vinyl in the sleeve. Oh, and it's, what color is this? I should have looked this up. Sometimes I usually look it up before I do the unboxings. I go to Mondo's site and sort of just check out what they've got going. And this is hard to describe. I mean, you can see it. It's like a green. It's I don't know if I could put more light onto this, but it's like a green sort of swirl with a real smoky sort of clear. Oh, it's really interesting looking. I have no idea. I listen. When I bought this, I was in a car, driving up to LA. I was in traffic, and the three discs went on sale, and I bought it while I was in traffic. So I'm not exactly sure what you would call this color, but it's like a greenish, like a split pea soup green with a really smoky gray, almost transparent quality. I'm getting so much reflections, and I didn't want that to happen, but wow, this is kind of neat. It almost has like a. It almost looks like it would be like a Mecha Godzilla sort of sheen to it. But I was expecting gold, but color me surprised. Listen, Mondo, Death Waltz. This is beautiful. I love this. I can't wait to play it. Look for my review tomorrow or even later tonight. I don't know when this is going up. I'm not sure when the review is going up, but it'll be on my Instagram, instagram.com/cuethemusicpodcast. You can find the link on my Twitter, where I post it on my YouTube communities tab, or if you're watching this video on YouTube, look in the description below and it'll say Ralph's Review. And you can see my close-up pictures, and you can see my thoughts after I've taken a listen to this. This is Death Waltz 226. And there's the spine for you. I tend to forget to show the spines, but it's a nice sort of mustard gold Ghidorah color. I love this. This is so good. And it's a Kira Fukube, so listen, I don't want to say like, oh, he just sounds the same, but there's a continuity to his music, and you know what you're getting. You don't have to explain to me. If you're getting an Akira Ifukube score, you know what you're in for. There's going to be amazing military marches. There's going to be great kaiju battle music, and usually like a softer ballad in there. And I can't wait to hear it. It's been a while since I've seen this. I'm sure there's a M11 theme in here. There's a UFO. There's UFO music, and there's, like, of course, self-defense. The self-defense force mobilizes. You know what that's going to sound like. It's going to sound like an amazing military march. I can't wait to listen to this, and I will get you that review ASAP, as soon as possible. Thank you, Mondo, Death Waltz, Greg Ruth. Great job. Everybody involved with this project. Darren Page, I'm assuming, knocked it out of the park with the sound quality. And I forgot that these are numbered. I have number 338. Nice low number. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.